A simple text message arrives from an unknown number, perhaps asking for a dog groomer or confirming a lunch date that never existed. It seems like an innocent mistake, a minor digital typo that most people would either ignore or politely correct. But for a 54-year-old software engineer we will call David, replying to that seemingly harmless message ignited a meticulously engineered psychological trap that ultimately vaporized $3.2 million of his retirement savings in less than 4 months. This was not a quick smash-and-grab operation, nor was it a clunky email from a fictitious prince demanding immediate payment. It was a highly sophisticated, long-term psychological siege designed to systematically dismantle his skepticism, isolate him from reality, and drain his financial accounts with surgical precision. This insidious methodology is known within international law enforcement circles as the pig butchering scam, a direct translation of the Chinese term Sha Zhu Pan. The analogy is brutally accurate and chillingly methodical. The scammers identify a target, referred to internally as the pig, and spend weeks or even months fattening them up with affection, fabricated trust, and the illusion of a lucrative shared future. Only when the victim is fully emotionally invested and their financial resources are completely tapped does the slaughter occur. The criminals vanish without a trace, leaving behind empty bank accounts and a devastating psychological toll that often eclipses the financial ruin. The initial grooming process exploits fundamental human vulnerabilities, bypassing logical defenses through what cybersecurity experts classify as advanced social engineering. These operators do not lead with aggressive investment pitches or demands for money. Instead, they cultivate deep emotional connections, seamlessly adopting the persona of a romantic partner, a seasoned financial mentor, or a uniquely empathetic confidant. They mirror the victim's aspirations, validate their deepest insecurities, and create a manufactured echo chamber of intimacy. This slow-drip manipulation rewires the target's risk assessment, ensuring that when the eventual financial proposition is introduced, it is perceived not as a solicitation from a stranger, but as a golden opportunity shared by a trusted ally. Behind these alluring digital personas lies a massive, industrialized criminal infrastructure that operates with terrifying efficiency. These are not lone hackers operating out of basements. They are highly organized syndicates operating out of sprawling, heavily guarded compounds, primarily located in Southeast Asia. Whistleblowers and rescued workers have revealed that these facilities function like perverse corporate call centers, complete with psychological scripts, daily revenue quotas, and specialized departments. The person sending the initial text is often a low-level operator, sometimes a victim of human trafficking themselves, forced to work under the threat of severe physical violence. Once a target responds and demonstrates emotional vulnerability, the conversation is seamlessly escalated to a closer. This individual is a master manipulator, extensively trained in the nuances of behavioral psychology and financial persuasion, tasked with executing the core phase of romance scams. The transition from casual conversation to financial exploitation is remarkably subtle. The scammer casually mentions a successful trade, sharing a high-resolution screenshot of an impressive yet entirely fabricated portfolio balance. They frame this not as a sales pitch, but as a natural extension of their shared intimacy, offering to teach the victim the secrets of their newfound wealth so they can build a life together. The target, already primed by weeks of emotional grooming, feels a desperate, manufactured urge to participate in this shared success. They are guided to download what appears to be a legitimate cryptocurrency trading application, stepping blindly from a fabricated romance into a perfectly constructed digital illusion. These fake crypto platforms are the technological linchpins of the entire operation, elevating the fraud from a simple con to a complex digital heist. They are not crude, easily identifiable phishing sites with broken English and misaligned logos. They are sophisticated, bespoke applications designed to perfectly mimic the user interfaces of major, globally recognized cryptocurrency exchanges. The syndicates invest heavily in front-end software development to ensure the deception is absolute. The market charts update in real time, pulling actual data from legitimate blockchains to create an aura of authenticity. The customer support chat functions flawlessly, staffed by dedicated teams ready to assist the victim at any hour. Even the security protocols, like multi-factor authentication, are simulated to appear entirely authentic, lulling the user into a false sense of cryptographic security. To the untrained eye, and even to many digitally savvy users, these fraudulent platforms are virtually indistinguishable from the real thing. The illusion is cemented through the strategic application of early fabricated success. The victim is encouraged to make a small initial deposit, perhaps just a few $100s, to test the waters and learn the system. Almost immediately, the platform displays a significant return on investment, validating the scammer's supposed financial genius. The orchestrator then actively encourages the victim to withdraw their initial deposit and the newly minted profits. This is a calculated psychological masterstroke designed to obliterate any remaining doubt. When the funds successfully hit the victim's legitimate bank account, any lingering skepticism evaporates completely. The platform has proven itself functional, the returns are demonstrably real, and the mentor's advice is unequivocally validated. However, that successful withdrawal is nothing more than a loss leader for the criminal syndicate. It is the carefully calibrated bait that sets the hook permanently. With trust absolute and the platform seemingly verified, the scammer initiates the rapid escalation phase, pushing the victim toward total financial ruin. They manufacture a sense of extreme urgency, citing an impending global market movement, an exclusive insider tip, or a limited-time algorithmic trading window that promises generational wealth. The victim is heavily pressured to liquidate legitimate investments, drain retirement accounts, take out second mortgages, and borrow aggressively from friends and family to maximize their position on the fraudulent exchange. As the victim pours hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of dollars into the platform, the numbers on their screens skyrocket, creating an intoxicating, blinding euphoria. But these rapidly multiplying numbers are entirely fictional, a cruel digital mirage. The platform is not connected to any real blockchain network or legitimate financial market. It is a closed-loop simulation controlled entirely by the syndicate's back-end servers. The exact moment the victim transfers their legitimate cryptocurrency into the digital wallets provided by the fake platform, the funds are instantly siphoned off into the syndicate's expansive network of anonymous accounts. The victim is trading with ghosts, watching a customized video game designed to extract their actual wealth. The psychological grip tightens further through the ruthless exploitation of the sunk cost fallacy. When a victim eventually decides they want to withdraw a substantial portion of their massive, fabricated fortune to pay off debts or secure their future, the trap violently snaps shut. The withdrawal request is immediately denied by the system. Suddenly, the previously flawless customer support interface transforms into an aggressive extortion mechanism. The platform claims the account has been frozen due to suspicious activity, demanding the immediate payment of a massive, fabricated tax bill or an exorbitant security deposit to release the locked funds. Absolute panic sets in as the victim realizes their liquid assets are entirely trapped within the digital ecosystem. The scammer, still flawlessly playing the role of the trusted confidant, feigns shock and offers to help cover a small portion of these sudden fees, further manipulating the victim into finding even more money. They borrow against maxed-out credit cards, liquidate final physical assets, and send the remaining funds, desperate to unlock their life savings. But the demands never cease. There is always another blockchain processing fee, another international tariff, another identity verification deposit. The extortion continues relentlessly until the victim is absolutely, fundamentally destitute. The scale of this orchestrated wealth transfer is staggering, representing one of the most efficient and devastating financial crimes in modern history. Financial regulatory bodies and blockchain analytics firms estimate that tens of billions of dollars are stolen annually through these highly coordinated operations. The stolen funds are rapidly laundered through complex webs of cryptocurrency mixers, decentralized finance protocols, and cross-border transfers. This layering process effectively anonymizes the stolen assets, making recovery by traditional law enforcement agencies incredibly difficult, if not mathematically impossible. Tracking this digital footprint reveals the terrifying efficiency of the syndicate's laundering process. Once the victim's Bitcoin or Tether hits the scammer's initial receiving wallet, it is immediately fractured into thousands of smaller, distinct transactions. These microfragments are routed through automated mixing services that scramble the transaction history, effectively breaking the chain of custody on the public ledger. By the time the funds are consolidated and cashed out into fiat currency in jurisdictions with severely lax financial oversight, the digital trail is completely cold. The devastation inflicted by this fraud extends far beyond the catastrophic financial loss, leaving a wake of shattered lives. Victims experience profound psychological trauma, intense shame, and a complete paralyzing shattering of their ability to trust others. The realization that months of intimate conversation, shared secrets, and detailed future planning were entirely orchestrated by a criminal syndicate can lead to severe clinical depression and, tragically, suicidal ideation. The profound emotional violation is often described by survivors as significantly worse than the total financial ruin. Adding immense insult to this profound injury is the immediate emergence of secondary exploitation. Victims who desperately post about their experiences on support forums or seek help online are aggressively targeted by sophisticated recovery scams. These operators pose as elite ethical hackers, specialized cybersecurity firms, or even legitimate government agents, promising to retrieve the stolen funds for a mandatory upfront fee. They leverage the victim's sheer desperation and grief, utilizing forged legal documents and dense technical jargon to extract the last remaining dollars from an already decimated individual. Defending against this complex architecture of digital deception requires a fundamental, uncompromising shift in how we approach online interactions. The primary non-negotiable defense mechanism is absolute skepticism regarding any unsolicited communication, whether it is a stray text from a wrong number, a direct message on a professional networking site, or a sudden, highly enthusiastic match on a dating application. Any interaction that rapidly attempts to migrate the conversation to an encrypted messaging platform must be treated as a severe security threat. The introduction of financial advice or exclusive investment opportunities within the context of a nascent digital relationship is the ultimate, undeniable red flag. Legitimate romantic partners or new online friends do not aggressively push cryptocurrency trading platforms or demand insight into your financial portfolio. If an online acquaintance begins sharing screenshots of massive trading profits, offering to mentor your financial decisions, or pressuring you to invest in a specific obscure application, you are actively being groomed for a devastating financial slaughter. Verifying the legitimacy of any trading platform requires rigorous, independent investigation that goes beyond a simple web search. Never download a financial application via a direct link provided by an online contact, no matter how much trust has been established. Always navigate independently to the official app stores, but remain highly vigilant, as sophisticated syndicates occasionally manage to bypass security protocols and list fake applications temporarily. Cross-reference the platform's exact name with international regulatory databases, search for independent reviews entirely outside of the platform's own ecosystem, and scrutinize the domain registration details for recently created websites. Furthermore, it is critical to deeply understand the actual mechanics of legitimate cryptocurrency transactions. Reputable, regulated exchanges do not ever require users to pay taxes or release fees directly from external wallets to unlock existing funds. Any platform that suddenly freezes assets and demands additional external deposits to process a standard withdrawal is definitively fraudulent. If you find yourself in this terrifying situation, immediately cease all communication with the contact and stop transferring funds. You cannot pay your way out of an extortion trap. You are only deepening the financial wound. Combating the global epidemic of pig butchering requires a collective, societal elevation of our digital vigilance. It demands that we actively dismantle the profound stigma associated with falling victim to these crimes, recognizing that the psychological manipulation employed is weaponized, highly evolved, and deeply effective against even the most highly educated individuals. By understanding the intricate mechanics of the grooming process, the technological deception of the fake platforms, and the ruthless extortion tactics that follow, we can fortify our mental and financial defenses. We must transform our inherent digital skepticism into an impenetrable shield, refusing to let the manufactured warmth of a deceptive screen burn down our financial realities.